Throughout the rest of the level, we also used light to indicate to the player that they were heading in the right direction. At each turn, however, we blocked the direct route forward. Players would know that they just have to keep finding alternative paths, promoting those feelings of being desperate and trapped.
Alright, this fucking commentary shit they got on these lost levels, right? Here's the thing, promoting the desperate feelings of entrapment, what the fuck ever. Oh, that route's blocked, now I being the player, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck am I gonna do? I'm in this fucking tunnel, I got no fucking clue. I go over here and oh, there's fucking bars on the exit way. Now what am I gonna... Oh, that's beautiful. That's a little tube with a big yellow fucking ring around it. I would assume that, yeah, having played a fucking video game before, I should probably go through the fucking yellow circled tube.
We slowly introduced the player to consider climbing into smaller pipes and crouching in these tight spaces. This is to slowly build up to, and encourage, the player to climb into such a small pipe that they'd have to be crawling on their stomach, which is something that the player previously may not have recognised as a playable space, let alone the desired route they need to take.
Yeah, I 100%, having played a video game before, recognize this as a playable space, because you put a big fucking circle of yellow around the fucking tube. And also, what was that you said a second ago about crawling on the stomach? Check this out. I'm not crawling on my stomach. I'm walking through the tube, just crouched, not crawling on my stomach at all. This is crawling on my stomach. Don't have to do that. Don't have to do that at all. Alright. This one really gets me.
We added a tiny space just to reward the player's exploration with a pickup item, and we made sure it was something that made sense that you'd find in this area. A canister and all the garbage that had been washed into the sewers from the surface.
That premise is kind of nice. Alright, put the garbage that had been washed through the sewers to the surface. The idea that this is, like, fucking clever at all really baffles me, because fucking having played a fucking video game before and having a core understanding of the fucking mechanics of this game being that I can stand up straight right here, I can crouch right here, and if I hold the button I can go all the way down. Obviously I see a little fucking crack right here. I'm gonna crouch all the way down and fucking crawl through it. It ain't something that requires any fucking level of thought on my behalf whatsoever. Right, because I played a video game before. Now going forward, this one's fucking obnoxious also.
We love the idea of making Ellie prone through a tiny dirty pipe in order to get out, as it was a great opportunity to use our prone mechanic. A unique camera setup was created to support crawling in these pipes, as the standard prone camera is much higher above the player. We also created custom collision in order for Ellie to manoeuvre in these tight spaces easily. Initially, the oblong collision capsule around her character caused issues crawling around corners. We put extra effort into the custom corner collision, so the movement experience is as smooth as the main game.
Alright, well maybe I'm just a dickhead then on this one. Maybe that one's not as bad. Whatever, they're saying some like shit. Cool. But again, big yellow fucking circle. Big yellow semicircle right there. You crawl on through it. Obvious. Very obvious to anybody who's ever played a fucking video game before. It's not like... You know, it's like they're appealing to people, or at least they're like designing it in the sense of like somebody who's never played a video game before. Like, how would you design it so that they might understand what they're supposed to do? And to that degree, I get it. But if that's your target audience for, number one, a game that is a sequel, and you're catering to people who made a fucking game, you guys know what I'm fucking saying. Shit's gay. You know what else I don't like? I can't go back through the tube. I can't crawl back through the fucking tube. Fuck you on that one. What does he got to say now?
To feel cramped, claustrophobic, and desperate, we'd been enforcing the traversal mechanics that allow for a tight environment, which promote these feelings. We introduced the use of the squeeze through so that we can keep the player feeling enclosed and tight, but without repeating the same geometry. Here we change from low ceilings with wider walls to high ceilings and tight walls to change up the spatial pacing and keep the level from repeating itself.
Right. Keep the level from... You know, when I go through a section like this, you know what I think? Man, what a fucking break from what I've been doing this whole time. You know, this is so nice. This is so fucking enjoyable. I can the cramped claustrophobic fucking nature of the game is really appealing to me right now. This is a big change from the large open areas I was in earlier. And what I enjoy the most is that I can approach this little left corner right here, and if I hit the directional stick forward and then I press X, Ellie will squeeze through there. That really gives me a nice fucking you know, just the gameplay of that I find fucking extremely enjoyable. And you know what else I find interesting is the right here, this fucking tube that Ellie absolutely should be able to squeeze through. Go up to it. I can't squeeze through it. I can't squeeze through it at all. I can't squeeze through it. And you know why I can't squeeze through this fucking thing? That's because there ain't a yellow fucking line around it. That's because this fucking rusty ass metal right here ain't painted yellow. If it were, I'd be able to get through this fucker. But unfortunately I can't because it's not painted fucking yellow, you goddamn condescending fucks. This one's yellow.